My name is Nicolette Grassley Boy. I have a Master's of Education, and I am a board certified behavior analyst. I'm currently a doctoral candidate in the Department of Special Education, School Psychology, and Early Childhood Studies. I'm really honored to receive this award. When I came into this program, doing research was something I really wanted to focus on. And I think, this is a reflection of the support I've received throughout this program, both from my advisor as well as other folks, especially in the research and evaluation methodology department. Their guidance as well as the work that I was able to do while I was here. So the work I do focuses on both helping students, all students, so particularly students with behavior disorders, but a lot of the work I do focuses on the broader school population, and also helping teachers teach these students, any kind of students they have. So I am a former special education teacher, and one of the things I was hoping to do by coming in to do my PhD and do more of this work was to affect more students by helping their teachers. So I hope to have an impact on how teachers are able to teach their students, particularly managing behaviors in the classrooms. It's really important to me because I think, it's really difficult to teach if you have behaviors that are kind of off the wall. So it's really important to be able to manage behaviors so that you can actually, get the academic components across. So I hope to be able to impact both teachers and students' outcomes in schools. Be familiar with what you want to do. So particularly going into a PhD program, be familiar with what you're interested in, but also be open, because especially the first year of this program, you have a lot of time to explore different things and kind of think about what's really going on in special education and how we got to where we are. So I think it's important to keep an open perspective, but also to have a good idea of what you want to be looking for as well. And for folks coming in as for teacher preparation, so for undergraduates or master's students, I would say soak up everything you can while you're here. I didn't go to UF for my other degrees, but when I was in my bachelor's program for my teacher training, there were a lot of really valuable things squeezed into a really short time, it felt like. So sometimes it was really hard to take up all the different things that the professors were trying to teach us. You have to learn about teaching different courses. You need to learn about teaching reading, teaching math, teaching science, teaching social studies, etc. So it can feel overwhelming, but try to soak that up and take advantage of any opportunities you have to be out in the schools, for sure, because it's hard to learn about it without actually seeing it in action, I think. Even teachers who are actually out in the field, I think it's really difficult. Part of my work is doing professional development with teachers who are working right now, and it's really difficult to just have someone lecture at you about a technique or a new curriculum that you're adopting and then not having anyone help you apply it. So I think that applies, when you're in your training as well as out in the schools. Make sure you're getting a chance to apply it and, working with other people on that. I think it's kind of a more broad thing, but I really developed some, lasting relationships with other students in the program. One of my best friends is a graduate of the program now, and it was really, really valuable and continues to be very valuable to have a person who, I can vent to, I can talk about different things with. We have different areas of research, but we think kind of similarly, and we have really similar broad interests, I think. So just having, those friends through the program, because it is really difficult at times going through a PhD program. There's a lot going on. So I think just the different relationships I've formed, so it's not really a specific memory or experience, but I think that has really been the biggest thing that I'll remember, just, being able to take those things with me and having people that I'll continue working with as well. And, just working with my advisor has been really great. We've developed a really strong relationship of working together that, again, we're going to be able to continue doing. So I think that's another really good memory from here, as well as just a good experience. I think the stuff I do is really interesting because I work from two different types of research that I think a lot of people don't necessarily in our field. So one type is called single case design research, and that's a really popular one in special education, where we work with basically, just a couple people or sometimes even just one person, and really manipulate an intervention with that person or those people. So you get a really in-depth study of a small set of people or one person. And I think that's really important work in our field, and it's kind of really where our field came from. So I think it's important that I do that, as well as more bigger statistical analysis work. So I've done single case design studies where I worked with, so my dissertation was just working with 3 teachers, implementing performance feedback with them. But I also have the skills and the interest in doing, analyses of statewide data on things like school-wide positive behavior support. So one of the papers that I've published while I was here was on looking at California and how implementing school-wide PBIS has impacted those schools there as far as disciplinary exclusions. So kids getting suspended or sent to alternative schools. And we found that there was a pretty big impact for some of those outcomes in California when schools were implementing PBIS with fidelity at Tier 1. So I think it's really interesting and important to me that I have, both of those styles that I have interest and the skills to do both of those styles of research. Both working really hands-on with a small set of people, but also able to look at, state or national data and, take that and figure out what's going on.